All right. So I'll be giving my brief explanation of why I hated the new Mario movie. Reason number one, is he okay?
Yeah, no, he's
I can't
muted
tell if,
playing
you
guitar.
know, well, all I see is the face twitching, and I just don't need to know if I need to call 911. Uh,
No, no, that's his normal
no,
face.
oh, well, it looks better than mine. I know, when I look in the mirror, it just cracks. So,
I think the beard helps.
you respect for that. Um, no, I enjoyed this movie for the most part. Um, I just wish Luigi had a little bit more screen time.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm a big Luigi fan in pretty much everything.
I think that's mainly because they wanted to give it a more origin story
Which
instead
no,
of
no,
it
I
be
get it.
so.
I respect
Yeah.
it. I understand. I'm from what we did get from Luigi, I enjoyed it. I mean, we got a lot of fun fun things from Luigi. We got to see Luigi's mansion, and then his ringtone was the ringtone from his Luigi Mansion video game, which was really fun. I don't know. I also think probably in my opinion, Luigi felt probably the most accurate
Hmm.
um, to the characters and how they were portrayed. Peach 100% did not feel like Peach to me.
No,
Um,
no, I get that. Yeah.
I mean, I understand it, but at the same time, that's just not Peach when I think of Peach. Mario, that seemed like the personality for Mario. The only thing I disliked overall was I enjoyed the first like 2 minutes of the show, of the movie, where they were in their acting for the Italian accents. If they kept
Hmm.
that through the whole movie, that would have been phenomenal. I really liked it. I felt like that was great for Mario and Luigi because in everything, that's what they're described as. They did throw in the cameo for the actual voice actor for Mario in 2 or 3 scenes,
Hmm.
which was nice and fun. I enjoyed that,
Yeah, he was
but I kind
also
of
the
wish.
dad of the Mario and Luigi as well.
Oh, was he?
Yeah.
Okay. I just think he also used one single line a bit too much. Um, I understand he's Italian, but he used that line way too much.
It's a
It
pizza
was
time.
overused. No, Mamma Mia.
It wasn't just him. It was also Luigi that was using it too.
Yeah, but Luigi only used it like once or twice. Mario used
Yeah,
it for like everything.
yeah, true. But Luigi's also on there for like a few times as well. So
Fair, fair. I enjoyed another really fun one was enjoying to see the baby versions of each of
yeah.
these characters. They depicted them very well. Pretty much a copy and paste of how they are in their video games. The very animated with giant hats. I don't know. I thought the movie was good, but at the same time, I wish the voice acting, I suppose, was a little bit better for the character chosen.
Excluding Jack Black, of course.
Actually, I was going to bring up Jack Black specifically. Uh, to me, he doesn't give me the Bowser vibe. Bowser needs a bit of a more rougher voice.
Yeah.
Like he's a chain smoker, in my opinion.
The only two voices I didn't find that great were Cranky Kong, kind of was off-putting. Wasn't as horrible as what
I don't
However,
have a
I wasn't
gravity
expecting.
voice.
hey, look, some chain smokers get away with it. Now, I will say, one thing I did enjoy, and probably one thing I would enjoy even if it wasn't Jack Black, but I think because it was Jack Black, it was so much better. The singing Bowser had, that was impeccable. I enjoyed
You
it
missed
a
it.
lot.
Donkey Kong, Luigi, and Mario too. thousand Koopa Troopas couldn't keep me from you. Princess Peach at the end of the line. I'll make you mine. Peaches, 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 peaches.
So one of the great things about
I'm gonna stop giving you hosting privileges.
no,
I had a
so
much
he did
better
that-
cover
No,
last time.
I'll be
He did
honest.
that.
It was perfect because I mean that's the part he was interrupted at all the time, anyways.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
know.
I don't know. I kind of wanted to watch the movies in their different languages to see how they did the voice acting in those ones, like what they gave for these characters, if they gave them more of a iconic voice,
Mhm.
or if they kind of still just kind of gave them whatever voice. Overall, I thought the origin story for it was good. I don't know if they'll make another one. They might not. It's
Well,
unnecessary to, but it's possible they could.
I mean, with how much money they made based off this first one, considering how much they put into it,
I
they
mean,
might,
maybe,
they
but it's
probably
Nintendo.
will.
Nintendo really
Yeah,
doesn't
true.
care.
Well, also, Chris Pratt has been going around calling it the Nintendo Cinematic Universe, and that's been getting people really hyped. So
Yeah, but like,
Nintendo,
what is Nintendo
Nintendo
gonna
might.
do? Do a Kid Icarus, which I also enjoyed that. Mario playing Kid Icarus. That was fun.
Then, from what's me and Ethan talked about this briefly, and Ethan's got brought up this idea that what he's thinking they're gonna do is do a second Mario movie. They're gonna kind of go in the way of Pixar, do a second Mario movie, and then do maybe like a
And then
Zelda
close
or
it and have a
Metroid
Smash
or Star
Brothers.
Fox. Yeah,
No,
and
no,
that'd be
no. They're
like
just
something
gonna
that
end
really
it and just have a Super Smash Brothers movie where they all just fight to the death.
maybe he was saying like at some point they all lead up to a Super Smash Bros. Movie at some point. And I would think if they were to do a second movie, it'd be more in line with what you're talking about, with it being a more
I
so,
think,
more in line with what the games kind of do.
yeah. I mean, they have a lot of games they could choose from, but I mean, if they're going to do that, I would stick to probably what they did with the original Smash Brothers characters and just choose 12 movies, 12 characters, and just go from there. Well, I think it actually was 8 characters. Some of them were just from the same franchise, like Mario. I think
Mhm.
had like 3 or 4 of the characters in that game. I mean, honestly, I'm trying to think of what other movies they could do. They could do a
Fire Emblem might be
Metroid
one.
game. Fire Emblem would be interesting, but I don't really know how they would do that.
I don't know either, but
Um,
nobody knew how they were going to do this one either, and they still did it, and they did it wonderfully.
fair.
So
Fire Emblem would be a really fun one to see. I love playing those games. I've played quite a few of them.
there was a
Another one would be
slew of them.
Metroid. I own probably roughly half of them.
There,
Metroid would be a good
Slacking.
one. Icarus would be another good one.
Zelda would be another one, but then they would have to go in and choose
Zelda,
which one they would do. Because
it,
Zelda
I
is
would
very
think
much,
they would
from what you
do.
guys have said, it's
No,
very much lore based.
I I think they would probably choose Ocarina of Time. That's probably their most well-known one. It is also probably their most well-known book series is Legends of Zelda Ocarina of Time. It also gives you every single character. It gives you Zelda, Link, Sheik.
Gives them also
Um,
the biggest jumping point for more movies.
it does.
Yeah.
It's specifically since they jump through time throughout that whole game.
What would you
They
rank it, I guess?
the movie?
Yeah. Not to rush you or anything, but
No, you're fine. I would probably have to give it. This is a tough one.
yeah, I think I gave it a 9. I think Andrew gave it an 8.
Oof,
And I
oof,
think Ethan also gave it an 8. So I gave it a
ooh.
9 because it
Uh,
was still a good movie after me watching it 3 times. And that rarely is the case where I'm like, okay, I still enjoyed it.
no, 100%.
So
Like I think it's a good movie, but looking at it in my opinion, as a Mario movie, I just don't know how I feel about seeing that character brought to life that
Mhm.
way.
I get it. And I think what they might do is it might, especially if they do more movies, I think this might grow on. I think it's going to end
It
up being a
might,
lot more like
but right
Tom
now,
Holland's Spider-Man,
yeah, right
where it
now
grows
to
on more
me
people.
it's like I'm gonna give it like 7, 6.5, 7. I would watch it again, but it's not anything I would go out of my way to watch.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Now, if they did like a Luigi Mansion movie, I would watch that.
I'm thinking that there's so many possibilities, especially with Nintendo.
Luigi's Hunting Ghosts, that would be so
Yeah,
fun.
I think the main problem is going to be whatever Nintendo does, because Nintendo
Oh,
does what
yeah,
Nintendo wants to
Nintendo
do.
giving permission. Yeah.
So,
Well, the thing is, I was
and
expecting a little bit better.
they
I don't
worked
know how
with
much. Well, yeah,
Illumination worked with
they worked
Nintendo,
with
so
Nintendo, but the
it's
thing is, Nintendo is has such a vice grip on those characters. I'm a little
yeah,
surprised they were able to get away with some of the stuff they did
yeah. And the
with
way
those characters.
and most of the way that from what I've seen, because you did bring up Peach, and I didn't bring it up in my review, but I'll bring it up here, I guess. Um, they do kind of, she does kind of feel like Mary Sue kind of vibes that you kind of get from her character. And
Hmm.
I do think that was, I don't think that was intentional. I think that ended up just needing to be that either being the case, either be to Nintendo wanting it done a certain way and Illumination saying, no, we want it done this way, and then kind of coming to that compromise.
Yeah,
I
but
don't
the
know.
thing is, in my opinion, if they did that, Nintendo would just say, no, we're not doing it like that then, and
Yeah.
just cancel the project. Because
And Nintendo
Nintendo is
doesn't really
known
care
to
to
do that when it
compromise.
comes to that.
Yeah.
No. Nintendo can stand their ground and get away with it.
Yeah.
They don't care if you go into the red. Nintendo is probably the most ruthless and cutthroat company there is.
And maybe they did this with the forethought of knowing that there's going to be other movies coming down the line in which
Which
they could either expand
if
upon
that
this.
yeah, which if that's the idea and that's what Nintendo is deciding to do, and that's why they allowed them to have a little bit more free reign with it or do this, then I'll understand and I'll respect that. And I'm excited to see what's next. And that might change like my outlook on this movie and my rating. But as a standalone movie right now,
Mhm,
it's I enjoyed it, but I'm still a little confused. It's not the greatest, and it's not the worst. To me, it's
mhm.
just kind of mediocre. It's just difficult to put into words, really, because I don't really know.
Yeah.
It's
No, I get it.
it, it's it's difficult because most video game movies don't do that well, and this one did fairly well because it's really difficult to get the video game and what the video game's trying to portray and put it in a 2-hour movie. I think with what they did a fairly good job. One real question, I liked how Mario went through all this training and just was 100% proven that Luigi is the better man. He didn't need to go through training and still destroyed everyone.
Are you talking about with the superstar?
Yeah.
See,
Luigi's
I
biggest
don't know.
downfall is his confidence. If Luigi had more confidence, he's 100% stronger than Mario. That is my 100% opinion.
Yeah.
It's just he has zero confidence in himself.
Yeah, there's definitely problems that you can go through with this movie with a fine tooth comb, but there's also stuff you can also really
Well,
enjoy.
yeah,
So it really just depends on just
yeah,
your personal
no,
preference.
100%, 100%.
Like most things. What do you think about I know you talked a lot about voices. What did you think about Seth Rogen playing Donkey Kong? Because I found that a little bit irritating.
I'm I'm not a Seth Rogen fan to begin with, and I was honestly expecting a little bit more from him as Donkey Kong because everyone always said he sounds a little bit like Donkey Kong. but I was expecting him to actually put a little bit more emphasis into that character, give
Yeah,
him
it
a
felt like he
bit
didn't.
more of a Donkey Kong feel. And he
Yeah,
just, to me, it just felt like he was just there existing.
like he didn't
Um,
care. He was just doing it until the check
yeah,
clears. You know.
yeah, a little bit. Um, I was looking for a little bit more from that because from what I know, I don't watch anything from Seth Rogen, so I don't know, but from what I've heard, he has made jokes about Donkey Kong and he has done like voices for Donkey Kong or made the noise for Donkey Kong. From what I understand and have heard, I could be completely wrong. I'm hearing this third party wise. I don't watch it or listen to it. Um, but I really don't know. I was expecting a little bit more.
That was one of the bits I did not like, and it seems like you didn't either. Andrew really liked the Seth Rogen bits because he's a big fan of Seth Rogen. So
Yeah, I am the opposite. I am not. But I can't say much about it because I haven't heard his impressions of Donkey Kong if he has done them. But from what I was told, everyone was excited. Oh, he sounds like Donkey Kong. I was expecting a little bit more. So
everybody
that
sounded like,
might just be me putting there a bit too high of a bar for him to meet of expectation wise in my
yeah,
own head. I'm not really sure.
yeah, and
Um,
everybody
one
did a
thing
voice to
with
some extent,
Toad,
and he's the only one that really did. So that's one thing
who?
where I was like,
Oh well,
Seth
yeah,
Rogen,
yeah,
everybody did a voice
yeah.
except him. So that's one thing where I was like, it's very much up front. So
Yes, yes. With Toad, I was I think it was fairly good, to be perfectly honest. I just was expecting a bit more of a higher pitched voice from a Toad, like in the games, because that's how Toad is in my mind. But I mean that one's fine. This is me just kind of nitpicking at just the voices in general, not the actors or anything, just me wanting to have the characters you hear from the video games sound a little bit more like what they should sound like in the movies.
yeah,
Because you have enough sound bites from the games to make it a little bit make each of those characters sound a little bit more like what they should be. Um, if you want to do that. Which I will admit I did enjoy the first 2 minutes where they did do that for Mario and Luigi when they had their Italian accent. I thought that was phenomenal. Thought that they did great that. And
yeah.
then it ended and I got a little sad.
I think that was mainly just to appease hardcore fans, but also still give like a good in-universe explanation as to
Yeah,
why
yeah,
they don't sound like that.
yeah. So I mean I understand it. It's just in to me a little disappointing in general. Um but yeah, I don't know what this movie was supposed to be besides an origin story. And even with an origin story, I still don't understand the necessity of having a Mario movie unless you're going to expand upon it. Um, so until we get a green flag saying they're doing a sequel or doing another Nintendo movie,
Yeah.
I just kind of am meh about this movie
I would think they would, otherwise
personally.
there's no point. Like you said, there's no point of them doing
Yeah,
a starter movie if you're not gonna just
yes.
if you're
And
not gonna like do more
Mario
movies.
is
So
Mario is Nintendo's golden goose. So I don't see them just doing one movie and just using him
yeah.
once. They will milk him for everything he's worth.
I think this was more so just to test the waters and see how hungry people are for this.
Well, yes, but
Because
they've
now
done
they
that.
can do
They've
it
done other things.
accurately. They can do it.
They've done TV shows for
Yeah,
some of these characters.
yeah, but those are like
Like Kid Icarus. They did a TV show for Kid Icarus, which did pretty well. Um,
but these are also like blockbuster movies that we're trying
Yes.
to throw
Well,
out there. So it's not like
I
a
think
show.
Kid Icarus was on Netflix. I'm not really sure. It's been a long time. Yeah, no, I think this is their first step, from my knowledge, at least in global movie production.
Mhm.
If I recall correctly, they might have
But
had one other,
I think they had that live action Mario movie, but that wasn't that great.
I don't,
That-
yeah, I don't think that was Nintendo. If it was, I would be very surprised.
I think that was also them testing the waters again and then realizing like the technologies are not there for them to do it right.
Also,
So
yeah,
they decided to
yeah,
stop and not do it.
yeah, yeah. I don't know. That one is all up in the air for me. I'm not really sure.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Um, so, but yeah, no, I'm trying to think. I think that's pretty much all I had to say on that movie.
So you liked it, you just wish it could have had more.
Yeah, yes, until I get more, I'm still kind of wary about this movie. It's not something I would go watch again or go out of my way to watch again.
Yeah, no,
Now if
that's
someone
fair.
said, "Hey, let's watch the Mario movie," I'd be like, sure, I guess, why not?
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. It is a starter movie. It does deviate a little bit. It does deviate from the main story that you would get in most Mario movies, but I'm thinking what will happen is in like the second movie or third movie, they will end up doing that storyline where Peach is being caught by Bowser and Mario and Luigi have to go and rescue Peach. So
Yes.
I'm thinking that'll be the second movie. And then the third movie will be them needing to go rescue Daisy.
I was about to say, or they just throw in Daisy and have them save Daisy instead of Peach, kind of give it a plot twist. Or they have to save Bowser kidnaps Daisy
Bowser
and
tries to
holds
rescue
Daisy.
Bowser tries to steal Peach in the second movie. Or steals Peach in the
No, no,
second
no.
movie.
I was
And
gonna
in the
say
third movie, he steals Daisy in order to make Peach jealous.
no. I was gonna say, if anything,
I
he
think that'd be
steals
funny.
Daisy to have Peach come rescue Daisy and lays a trap for Peach, or holds and then captures Peach through that, like holds Daisy hostage.
I don't know.
And
I'll
have
agree
one of
with
those
you. I didn't
situations.
like how
I don't
they
know.
did Peach, but
They made it very difficult, in my opinion, to have a second movie and then have Peach become a damsel in distress, which is what Peach is. I
hmm.
mean, Peach, yes, in the Smash Brothers games, she can fight, but it's also a fighting game in general. And even with that, she's still very ladylike, dignified, royal, has that royal air to her, and not aggressive and just going out there and trying to fight people. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with if they do a continuation, what they're going to do and how they're going to have the Peach, Bowser, and Mario triangle.
Yeah. It was also like that whole scene where she's testing him. If that wasn't there, I think it would have been better. Where she does it
Um,
first try and he's struggling for like the whole day.
I mean, it shows that Mario wasn't, or he's not he's a plumber. He's not an innate fighter, I suppose you could
True,
say.
but they also show him in the New York doing all that stuff in that one section when they're
I
trying to go
will, yeah,
across town. So
yeah.
I'm saying mainly it would make more sense in some areas because in some instances, Peach doesn't even try to fight. Like, the one I can really think of is Donkey Kong. When one of them has to go fight Donkey Kong, Peach being the more experienced fighter, you would think would go face Donkey Kong, but it's Mario, and no other explanation is given.
Yes, because from what I know from the games for Peach, she's very much a diplomat. She does not like fighting. She does not like conflict. She likes diplomacy, and that's just not how this version of Peach is, which threw me for a loop just a little bit.
Also, add on to that she knew to get the Kongs, she knew what to do to go get the Kongs, and yet she still ended up making Mario go fight.
Well, Mario kind of put himself out there to fight
True,
anyways.
but she didn't say, "Let me do it. I'm more experienced." None of that ever happened. She just said, "This is
Well,
crazy. What are
even
you
if
doing?"
I'll be honest, I'll be honest with the Kongs. I don't think they would allow that anyways. He challenged them, so I don't think they would allow um her to step in his challenge.
I
I
think they would.
suppose you could say. I don't think so. The Kongs are very headstrong and I would say barbaric is the best way to put it.
Yeah,
I enjoyed seeing Diddy Kong. I wish we got to see more of Diddy Kong. Um,
probably in the
I don't
Donkey
know.
Kong movie spinoff.
Yeah, I enjoyed seeing a lot of these characters. I just wish I got to see a bit more of like a few of them that were just brought up and shown once. Like Yoshi, for example. Yoshi plays a big part in most of the other Mario games, and you just kind of got to see him just walking by, and that's it. That was the only Yoshi cameo.
Oh, no, no, did you see the end credit scene?
No,
So there is, like, at the end credit scene, there is all this rubble and like where the pipes are and stuff. And then all of a sudden it zooms in on an egg that's green. And then you hear a Yoshi in the background, like when the egg is getting hatched. So, and it's in New York. So what I'm thinking is Mario's
he's
father.
the only green dinosaur.
Yeah, because there is no green one in there.
I
Mario's
didn't think
father.
I saw a green one.
No, there wasn't. I think Mario's and Luigi's father might raise Yoshi,
That would be cool.
which would be cool because it'd
I
be
could see
Charles
that.
Martinet raising up Yoshi.
I would be okay with that. If that's how they do it, that would be really cool, and I would be okay
I
with
would
that.
think that's how they do it because there's
Um,
no other way for them to do it other than that, especially where they left it.
or have an
Because
origin
it
story for Yoshi. Who knows?
possibly, but I don't know. So,
Yoshi goes home. Yoshi tries to find his way back home. It's gonna be like, "Are you my mama?"
Yoshi, homeward bound.
It's gonna be like Yoshi with catches, and he's gonna ask everyone, "Are you my mom?" Have you read that book?
Yoshi,
It's a it's a
no.
children's book.
I believe I
It's a
have to
children's
some
book.
extent. I probably have. All I can think of is like the Meet the Robinsons. I have a big head and little arms. Just don't know how well this plan was thought through.
Yep.
Master.
Why aren't you seizing the boy?